So thank you so much, everyone, for being willing to spend some time with us on a Friday morning. My name is Carrie Elder, and I am the clinical coordinator for the Department of Counseling at Mercer. It looks like we have Dr. Henderson on with us. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Okay, get it off mute. Sorry, good morning. I'm Christina Henderson. I'm the program coordinator for the Clinical Rehabilitation Counseling Program.
So what I am planning for today is I'm going to share my screen. I created a site supervisor account within Supervision Assist, and I'm going to walk everyone through Supervision Assist and the different features you'll be using as a site supervisor, and then just open it up for questions that you might have specific to your account or what you're seeing. But generally speaking, just sort of okay, welcome in. A broad overview that we are, as a department, all the programs, whether it's clinical mental health or rehabilitation counseling, we're switching from using live text to collect evaluations or, paper or PDF copies of the agreement forms, or when you sign off on hours for students. We thought it would really simplify it for our site supervisors and for our students to really just put everything in one program that was designed for supervisors, and it's Supervision Assist. So we're going to be using it from this point forward. So, we started at mid-semester, and so we're sort of like racing here to try to get everything in Supervision Assist and get going so that we can sign off on all of our students' hours at the end of this semester, and do the evaluations within Supervision Assist this semester also. And then it'll be easier next semester, starting out with the program and kind of using it from the get-go. So I apologize that it's at the end of the semester and we're asking you guys to transition. So thank you so much for your willingness to not only do that, but also be on the call this morning. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And let's see. All right, are you seeing my Supervision Assist page?
Yes.
Okay, great. Me try to make it a little bigger. Okay, so the way that you get invited into Supervision Assist is from your student or students. So when they are creating a placement application, they either enter in your information in Supervision Assist, or they kind of find you in a drop-down menu once you're already put in there. And then it sends you an email, whatever email address they put in, it sends an email to that email address inviting you to create an account within Supervision Assist. And that part is really intuitive. You click on the button, and it asks you a lot of questions. I went through the process that site supervisors go through just to know what it's like to set up an account and go through everything. And it took about 5 minutes to really get my license information in. And once your license number, it wants a lot of information. The purpose of that part when you're creating your account is it checks a lot of boxes off for us. So for KCREP, we have to make sure our site supervisors have training in clinical supervision, or have some sort of credential. And so that checks our boxes for us. And then we don't have to ask for that information again. It's already in there. So after you create your account, I think when you log in the first time, you have to like re-log in, the first page that comes up is your dashboard. So we have up here in the left corner, a sort of icon that says Supervision Assist. I've learned to equate this little button right here with dashboard, because there's not a dashboard button, and really you need your dashboard for everything. So if you get lost in the program, which is easy to do, just kind of come back over here, click Supervision Assist, and it brings you back to your dashboard. Right here, so I created a site supervisor kind of like demo account for a fictitious Jane. Right here, I like this. It says accepting students. Yes, you could update that to no. If at some point you're not accepting students, I don't think it guarantees that they're not going to email you and still ask. I don't think it will stop that process, but it might help. And so just, But make sure you keep that updated, that if you do switch, if you are accepting new practicum or internship students at some point, that you switch it back to yes. If you go below that, it asks if you want to complete your profile. I don't care anything about you completing your profile. But if it was me, I would, just because I don't like things undone on my dashboard. It drives me a little bonkers. And so if you want this to go away and not alert you every time you come in here, you can click on I gotta move everyone's faces here so I can see it. Edit supervision profile. And this will stop coming up every time you come in. All right, so the things you're going to be doing within Supervision Assist are completing the end of semester evaluation forms, approving their hours, signing off on their hours, their direct and indirect. And then you can review some live sessions. And so we're going to go over those 3 main features. So all of those can be accessed from this dashboard. When I send out, so I'll be sending out the evaluations at the end of the semester. So those will be, they'll pop up right here under this assigned to you. It'll pop up and say, you have an evaluation to complete, and it'll list the students asking you to complete it on them. The evaluations, just if you're curious, are also right here under the evaluations tab. It'll show you all the evaluations. Whoa, it's kind of going everywhere. All the evaluations that we have. So to get back to my dashboard, I'll click Supervision Assist. Make it smaller here. Assign to others, this tab, you're not going to use that for anything. I don't think there's anything where you will be going in and assigning something to the student. If that does become something that we use, which I don't foresee, I would reach out to you guys and let you know, but otherwise I think you'll kind of ignore this assign to others part. So the next thing you will use are the activity logs. So activity log is where students are logging their hours, and they're choosing to, they can choose either campus. So they're getting their group supervision an hour and a half a week on campus. And so they should be sending those hours for approval to on campus so that their faculty supervisor signs off on those. So if you start to see some of those come through, you can kick it back to them, and I'll show you how. It's pretty easy. But then the part that you'll be approving are the direct and indirect hours when they're on site with you. So if you click on activity logs, I can see that I have a student that I need to go to their approval page and approve their hours or not. So I can get there one of 2 ways. I can go to the approval page right here, or more quickly, if you ever want to, you can just go up to activity log and it'll take you there. So those are the same thing, activity log in both places. So I'm going to go ahead and go to approval page. And that is teeny tiny. Let's see if I can make that bigger. Is that big enough on y'all's screen for you to see? Okay. So you'll have this come up for every student that you're supervising. So when we start next semester, if you have, how many of you guys have students next semester? Okay. I will be asking them to log their hours like every Friday. So weekly, they should be logging their hours. It doesn't mean you have to approve them every Friday. You could wait a month and then do all the approvals if you want. It's up to you how you do that. But just so that it's detailed for the student record, I'm asking them to do it weekly. The exception to that is this semester. Because we're at the end of this semester, I'm asking them to just backlog their hours for the whole semester. And it feels very sort of mean and tedious to ask them to do that, like weekly backlogging it. And so I've said, you know, just choose a date in the past and put 20 hours in, or whatever your hours are. So you will see kind of larger chunks of time just for this semester, just so they can get those hours in and have you approve it. So to make sure their hours are correct for this semester, all your students really should be able to give you also like an electronic version or a paper version of their hour log. They've all been keeping logs of their hours. So if you see when you go to approve their hours, like, you know, next week or whenever, that they're saying they have 25 hours of individual sessions and you're not quite sure, ask to see their actual log where they have been logging either daily or weekly, so that you can make sure that you're signing off on the wrong thing. I mean, on the right thing. What am I saying? So this right here, for this one student, I just have one in here. is how you'll see the hours. They're broken up per type of hour. And so students, or type of contact, students have a lot of different options when they're logging their hours. They can choose indirect or direct, and then the type of each and kind of what they're doing for those hours. So let's say, for example, that you have a student that kind of messed up, and for a week, they put that they had 20 groups. So they have the hours right here of 2, but let's say it says 20, and you know that's not right. For this semester, that's probably right because they're backlogging a lot of them. But for next semester moving forward, that wouldn't be right? So if you notice that they've made a mistake, or you notice that they've given you hours to approve that really are their group supervision that they're getting on campus, you can deny their request to approve their hours. So really easy, you click on it, and gotta make my screen smaller now. And it pops up this white sort of window on the right side. Can y'all see that? Okay. So if the 20 hours aren't right, you're going to click on the blue link right here, deny and request changes. And so this will kick it back to them, and you can add a comment in here like, hey, you put 20 hours, I think you meant 2, and it'll kick it back to them to fix it, and then they can resubmit it to you. But otherwise, if the hours look good, then you can either select all the entries, and you can do this for multiple students at a time to make it quicker. So if you have 5 students, just select all entries if everything looks good, and then come over here to approve selected, and it approves their hours. So it's taking much longer for me to explain this than it is for you to do it. Like, I mean, you'll literally go in, click the button, and approve it. It should be pretty easy. That's it for approving hours. Do you guys have any questions about this? Okay. All right. So, yes.
Because I just pulled in the page and I'm super overwhelmed by all the hours that my supervisor has. And anyhow, so I'm looking back and I noticed that there's, she has several individuals and a site supervisor and then faculty group supervision. So I'm assuming all of that is okay. So I would just go down to the bottom, select all entries and approve. So even though go ahead.
I'm sorry, except for the faculty group supervision. That sounds like something that you would not approve because that's the hour and a half that they're getting on campus. Yep.
Okay, so I would just approve everything else and then the other one would just be, so select everything, approve, and then the other one would just be kind of in limbo or kind of send them back that you just showed us.
Yep, exactly right. Yep, the one that is the faculty, click on that one and do the deny and request change so that it kicks it back to them. That's their responsibility to fix. And I think because, oh, go ahead.
So I have to do that one by one?
How many did they send you like that?
All of them.
That's a good question. No, I think what I would do then, if there's a lot of them.
There's 65 entries.
It's a lot of entries.
Yes.
Wait, 65 entries of faculty supervision?
There's 65 entries total, and there is every other one has a group, a group supervision for sites. So yeah, I would say half.
So I might ask your student if they have a way of deleting that on their end so that you're not having to do that work.
So just in other words, just tell her to delete keep only what's center-wise or agency-wise, and then delete everything that's
right. The rest he or she needs to go in and select campus for those hours. They have an option of who's approving their hours. They can select you, or they can select campus, and they need to select campus to approve those hours.
Okay, and then
okay. So to get back to your dashboard, click Supervision Assist. That'll take you back to your dashboard. The Assign to Others tab you won't be using. Activity logs are the hours, and you can access those either place. The next thing you're really going to do on here are the live sessions. So when you click on live sessions, let me go up here. when you click on live sessions, you don't, as a site supervisor, you don't have the option of starting a live session with us. You can join one. You won't be doing this. I can't imagine there'll be a time when you start a live session, but your student has this option. Now, let me say up front, students have been instructed many times to only use this live session feature if they have written consent from their client or guardian and you as their site supervisor in site, that y'all are okay with this. So there are a couple different options of what we can do with this live session feature. What we use it for on our end as faculty supervisors is to watch their sessions. So it used to be that we had them bring in some sort of recording device and record an audio of their session, and then they uploaded it to a drive that we had at our school, and then we could access it there and listen to it. Since this is created just for supervision, we're going to do everything within this now. It checks all the boxes for being HIPAA compliant, everything else that we need. Telehealth sessions can be done through Supervision Assist, and 100% of the students in Supervision Assist have gone through a HIPAA training specific to using telehealth features in Supervision Assist. That being said, it doesn't mean they have to use that at your site for telehealth sessions. It just is a platform that's available if you guys would like for them to use it. So at the very least, they will be using within Supervision Assist the recording feature. So if a counseling student has a session that's in person, just face-to-face, they can log into Supervision Assist on their laptop or on their phone. And they start a live session and they just record the audio while they're in session with that client with their written consent. And so that is going to be how we're capturing sessions to review on campus from now on. One of the benefits to this, let me show you. So someone shared a session with me, and if I go to click on it, it's not really a session, but a pretend session. So if I go to play it, and let's say a couple seconds in, I really am liking sort of a question or an intervention that the student is doing, I can add a comment and put, great, there we go. Great use of motivational interviewing, and click enter, and it'll timestamp it so that the student can connect our comments to when something happened in their audio or video recordings, which is really helpful for them. Instead of it being just an overarching, oh, great job, but when did they do that? Or if they froze at a certain point, you can kind of say like, hey, what happened in this moment? So that makes it really helpful for us as faculty supervisors, and definitely a feature that you guys can use if you're wanting to see sessions, but you're not available to actually sit in on them. So again, this is just at this point functioning as a recording device that's sitting in the room with them. So after they record it, they have the option of who they share it with. And so you'll see down here that you can add user. They click right here on add user. They can select you as a site supervisor. They can select us as faculty supervisors, and it automatically shows up then in our live session. And so that's how I got this right here, is that it was shared with me. So the other things they can do are, of course, real telehealth sessions. They can start a live session. They can schedule it just like they would with any other telehealth platform, like Zoom, something like that. They also have the option of inviting in family members or guardians or whoever else they might need to invite you. They can invite you into a live session if you're co-leading or observing or something like that. So they do have a lot of options to use this, but I really do want to stress that they know not to use this for telehealth unless they have your approval. A lot of agencies, if agencies I've worked at, we're not going to let them use Supervision Assist for telehealth sessions because it's not our program. I mean, places have specific programs, and we understand this. If sites are private practice, something like that, and they're open to this or need more information from me in order to use it, just let me know and I can get you any, certificates that you need for its use. But otherwise, they're only using this as the recording device, in the same way that they would have any other semester when they have to record sessions. It's just the additional advantage is that they can share this very easily with you as a site supervisor and with us. All right, what questions or concerns do you have about the live sessions? None? Okay. If some come up for you, please reach out and let me know, and I can work with you on whatever, questions or concerns you might have. So I'm going to click Supervision Assist to get back to my dashboard. That's kind of it. That's really what you'll be doing within Supervision Assist. When you first sign in at the beginning of each semester, and now for students, that because we're starting so late in the semester, students are probably needing you to complete some application material for them to sign the site supervisor information sheet, their prospectus, and the agreement form. All of that is going to show up right here. So you can go to placements. You can see if you have, people requesting for you to assign forms for them. It'll have a little green button next to it. You click start, and then you see where to sign your name for their agreements, prospectus, which is their goals, and then the on-site supervisor information. So that'll be under placements. And that's it. If you want to see a list of your students, you can go up to my students, and I have one. So let me click on that student, and I can see really everything I would need to see for this student. I can see their progress. I can see the blue kind of bar here. If their goal for practicum is 100 hours, I can see, oh, this person has, 11 and a half hours completed. Direct service is 22% completed. I can kind of use the coding down here to visually track how they're doing in the semester. If any of you, I'm a visual person. So if any of you guys are visual and like this sort of charts, these are down here. Yeah, that's it. I think that's everything that you'll do in here. The next thing that you'll do in Supervision Assist. So let me back up. In order, the things that you'll do are create your account and put in all your information it asks for. So when you first come into Supervision Assist, you'll see a little, like this is alerting me. You'll see a little alert for placements, and you'll click the little green, it's green or orange, depending, start button to complete all your students' application materials. You'll start seeing the activity logs pop up. So you can go to approval page to approve their hours. And then at some point, if you want your students to share some audio or video recordings with you, that'll be under live session. At the end of the semester, you'll see on the assign to you tab that I've sent you the evaluation to complete on the student. And so every time something changes in Supervision Assist or something is sent to you to do, it's going to send you an email letting you know too. So it's good to get in the habit of checking in here, but it's also going to be sent to your inbox letting you know, like, hey, you have an evaluation to complete. So. All right, I want to turn it over to you guys for any questions that you have, or if you're already in the program and using it, where you might be getting stuck at. So what questions do you guys have?
I don't have any. I think it's great.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Y'all, and I really appreciate your time on a Friday morning also. So thank you so much for this. All of you guys have my email because you got the invitation for this. Please reach out. If you get stuck in Supervision Assist, even if it's something that we've gone over, we'll hop on a Zoom call together. We'll sort of power through whatever you need support with. I've done a good bit of that, so it's not a problem. I enjoy getting to interact with you guys. So just let me know how I can support you guys in your role as site supervisors.
Thank you.
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. All right. Y'all have a wonderful Friday and weekend, and I look forward to talking with y'all later.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Bye.
you.